Hey everybody, Patrick here with Rap 4. It is Cinco de Mayo 2014 and this is Monday Night Paintball. Behind the camera is absolutely nobody, so I'm going to be bantering with myself about paintball news worldwide. Furtick's on his way back from Super Game right now. It was held in Oregon this year. Apparently the booth sold out of a lot of items very quickly, and he said that by the end of the event he saw people walking around head to toe in AtPat, our original camouflage pattern that just hit the market. And Furtick is a baller at heart, so those of you who know him know that every time he goes to a scenario, he always gets out on the field for a few hours and plays, so he's got some footage coming from that as well. First up today, we've got the marker of the week. This is Carlos Arachiga's T68. He upgraded it with a DMAG magwell, bringing some new life into the old marker. He's got a lock bolt in there, it's first strike capable, and he added a bunch of cool accessories. Looks like we have a G36 style rail, a flashlight, a Holotech sight, a magnifier. He's even got a Magpul vertical grip here, Magpul pistol grip, and he's using a 13 CI air and stock system. Loving the black and tan look. Awesome marker, Carlos. Thanks for sharing. Next up, we have the loadout of the week. I picked the ATAC setup sent in by Ken Broken. Very cool. Love how it's all tanned out, and I like the way that he customized his magazines. Looks like he's using a 4.68 with a Scarab mag mod on it, and he has a little skulls imprinted on his magazines. Awesome looking kit. Even has some 550 cord or paracord wrapped around the buttstock there. Looks like he spent a lot of time on his kit. Great loadout. Next up, we have a 4.68 that was featured in the news. This is from Stars and Stripes. On April 5th, 2014, Kevin Lynch, a civilian armorer for Task Force Legion Milsim Paintball Battalion, shows U.S. Army Afghanistan veteran Calvin Rube how to use a Rat 4 4.68 marker before they compete at Urban Warfare Paintball in Bloomington, Illinois. Paintball provides a social outlet and a way to help veterans adjust and relieve stress. Now, being a veteran myself and having spent some time overseas, I can say that one of the best values of Milsim Paintball, or MagFed in particular, is that you're taking the violence out of the sport. Gunfighting, the real thing, there's nothing cool about hurting another person. There's nothing cool about it. With paintball, you're taking out the violence. I mean, it stings a little bit, but it's turning it into a sport, turning it into a game, turning it into something to laugh about and try harder. You live to survive to the next round. Nobody's actually getting damaged out there on the field. It's all for fun. You can play with your friends, you play on the weekends. Nobody's in danger, real danger. You might get a welt here and there, but no injuries or anything. And it's a way for these veterans to really let loose in something that they were trained to do, and they don't have to just put all that training away. They can go ahead and use it, but put it towards like a positive influence, not necessarily negative or traumatic like they might have experienced overseas. Very cool to see that they're using this for veterans to de-stress and to keep up the camaraderie that they're used to. So thank you to Kevin Lynch for being an ambassador for the sport. Here he is shown explaining how a MagFed marker works. You may not realize it, but you're having a very positive impact over these veterans that are returning and looking for an outlet for their stress. Speaking of service, this next email came into mondaynight@rap4.com. This one is from Brighton Larson. He says, this coming Monday night, I want to hear a little bit more about Patrick's military career. Why did you join? What MOS did you serve under? Always out there supporting our troops. Thanks for your service. Well, Brighton, I'll keep it short for those of you who may not be interested, but I served 4 years, 19 weeks, United States Army as Airborne Infantry. My MOS is 11 Charlie, that's Indirect Fire Infantryman. For those 11 Bravos out there, I'm an 11 Bravo and I can use mortars. Just to clear that one up. I deployed to Baghdad for 15 months where I served on a MIT team as an augmentee, and then returned to my duty station in Fort Bliss, Texas, where the remainder of my career was focused on training new soldiers for their upcoming deployments. That's kind of how I came to Rap 4. I was originally a salesperson for our military and law enforcement clients, talking to them about training and what kind of training solutions we had for them, and that's evolved into basically handling all of the media and marketing for the company. Next email we got is from Adam Lajeunesse. Sorry Adam if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Adam wrote, it's no secret on Facebook that I have been very excited about the possibilities with 4.68 PTR and what it brings to the table. That being said, I was hoping we could get a more in-depth video from Omar about the marker itself. I understand that it can accept pretty much any real steel product on the market. With that in mind, would it be possible to see some of the more unique products that it can accept, such as charging handles, stocks like the Magpul UBR stock seen at PBE, and lastly, maybe something most people wouldn't think of. Alright, tackling this first question for you, Adam, we're going to have a lot of in-depth videos on the 4.68 PTR upper and lower as they become available right now. The development portion of that is pretty much finished. We need to get some production models in here so we can show you all the different features. But I can maybe tide you over by giving you a little bit of information on it. The 4.68 PTR is a love child of an AR-15 and a paintball gun. It's truly a cross between the two. Omar has designed AR variants in the past, the most popular of which was the Kaiser KR7. This was an AR-10, so it had almost the exact dimensions as a 4.68 PTR. And using his knowledge of the inner workings of the AR platform, he has translated that into a paintball gun, making the paintball gun behave exactly the same way in your hands as the rifle would, so for a seamless training transition. You can pick up the 4.68 PTR, load it the same way, even down to the bolt catch. We're avoiding what's called training scars, where if your rifle system that you train with is not the same as a rifle system that you would actually shoot with, you end up learning how to use it wrong. So the day comes when you pick up your rifle and you start making mistakes because it's not how you were trained. We're making it as realistic as possible, down to every control, down to malfunctions, chamber checks. As far as the accessories that you'll be able to use on it, all kinds of pistol grips will be able to be used. The butt stocks that use a standard mil-spec buffer tube will be able to be used with our solid remote line adapter. That's a current feature that's available on pretty much all of our markers, that being the T68 and the 4.68, and you can even attach these solid remote line adapters to the back of like an MKV if you have the air and stock kit for it. This is nothing new as far as your ability to use real firearm buttstocks. The buttstock that you mentioned, in particular the UBR buttstock, and the real one has its own buffer tube. You have to remove the buffer tube from your AR-15, attach the proprietary one from Magpul, and then you can put the UBR stock on there. The one that you saw at PBE was a custom job done by Omar. We are looking into having this standard option for those of you who want a UBR on your 4.68. At this time, we still only have a few modded versions right now in stock, so we're not going to be able to set that on the catalog yet, but we are looking into it. Other than that, it's pretty much fully customizable for anything you want to take off your AR and put onto it. Handguards, for instance, it has the Delta ring set up on the front of it, so you can attach a real steel handguard to it, or an airsoft version even, anything that uses those barrel nut threads on the front of the receiver. And of course, any kind of optics or sling systems or whatever. And a lot of our muzzle brakes that we have in stock actually are modeled after muzzle brakes that you find on the market. His next question reads, now onto the DMAGs. I'm sure that I'm not alone when I ask for an in-depth video about how these new DMAGs function in the Helix configuration and the Hydra 100 round mag. I understand that the Hydra will come in a spring-equipped model and also an electric model, as well as the mech version releasing first. Since the mech version is the one I would be most interested in seeing, if we could get a look at that one, that would be cool. Once again, we're going to be doing a lot of in-depth videos on this. I just want to go over this right now to kind of tide you over until we get to that point. We do have a functional Hydra magazine here, Hydra being the drum mag that everybody wants. Looks just like this one. We have a functioning version in-house. Omar's very proud to show it off right now. It's really cool. Internally, it's genius. Very awesome system, spring loaded. I have not seen the electronic model yet. It's going to have the DMAG magazine hookups, so for those of you with a DMAG magazine well, you'll be able to switch between like a standard DMAG, a Helix DMAG, or the drum mag. You can have all three on your person during the fight. You won't have to swap out mag wells at all. One mag well to rule them all. And as far as the Helix mags go, the reason it's called a Helix is because the track inside of the magazine, the oval track that you guys might be familiar with the retro, so, you know, standard mag-fed paintball magazines, the old style that you had to crank down, has an oval track inside. That oval track, because the first strike rounds basically rotate through that track, it becomes a Helix, and that is where the magazine got its name. We're seeing this being a very reliable system. It's in testing right now. It's looking good. We should have some production models here very soon, so we'll be able to put those to the catalog very quickly. The magazine is going to break down similarly to how the DMAG does now, with the floor plate coming off, the magazine coming apart. Omar will be doing a full in-depth video, and we'll have a user manual on the packaging of every Helix mag that explains how to do so. And for those of you who are familiar with the DMAGs right now, the shell, the outer shell of the Helix mag is going to be actually injection molded instead of blow molded, so the material will be a little bit stiffer, something similar that you would see on like a polymer AR-15 magazine. We're very excited to release all of these products this year. It's going to be awesome. Please remain patient as we come out with them. We like to tell you guys about things as soon as we start developing them, but the development process can take a while. So we are happy to keep you guys updated on when this stuff's going to hit the market. At this point, both of these items should be in very soon. I do not have a date for you, but if you have any further questions, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page or email them at mondaynight@rep4.com, and we'll do our best to answer them before we come out with all of the technical information that will be hitting the YouTube channel and the website very shortly. Moving on to the last feature of the episode today, we are going to do the field of the week. This is Blast Camp Paintball near Chicago, Illinois. Blast Camp has been in business for over 25 years, and it has some awesome field setup. This is actually an original missile testing site for the military during the Cold War, and now has been changed into a paintball field. The decommissioned military structures give this field a very unique feel. As you can see in these pictures, this field is extremely dynamic and it's one of a kind. If you're in the Chicago area, you should go check it out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember, Monday Night Paintball is your show. We make it from the content generated from our Facebook page, and if there's anything you'd like to see in next week's episode, just email us at mondaynight@rap4.com. Looking forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you out there.